In a small village, surrounded by verdant fields and majestic mountains, there lived a humble man named Ravi. He was a farmer known for his honesty and kindness. He had a piece of land on which he grew crops and supported his family. Ravi's life was simple but happy, filled with the laughter of his wife and their two young children. One year, a severe drought hit the village. The rain were scant and the soil turned to dust. Ravi's crop withered and his harvest failed. With no produce to sell, he had borrowed money from the local moneylender Mr. Kapoor to buy seed for the next planting season, hoping for better weather. But fate was unkind and the drought continued. Ravi's second attempt at farming also failed. Ravi was hopelessly worried and unable to repay the money which he had borrowed in interest. The interest on the loan increased each month and soon Ravi owed more than he could ever hope to earn. Besides, Mr. Kapoor was an unsympathetic man, demanded his money back and threatened to seize Ravi's land if he could not pay. Desperate and anxious, Ravi searched for works in neighbor's town. He did odd jobs, laboring from dawn until dark, but the earning was meager. Besides, his wife tried to help him by sewing clothes and selling them in the market, but it was not enough. The family began to lose hope. One evening, as Ravi sat under the old banyan tree by the village well, he noticed an elderly woman struggling to carry a heavy basket of vegetables. Despite his own trouble, Ravi's compassionate nature compelled him to help her. He took the basket from her hand and carried it to her home. "Thank you, young man," the woman said with a grateful smile. "You have a kind heart. My name is Santi. How can I repay your kindness?" she asked. Ravi shook his head. "No repayment is needed, Maji. Helping others is its own reward." Santi looked at Ravi closely and saw the worried edge of his face. "You seem troubled, my son. What is burdening your heart?" Unable to hold back, Ravi shared his story with Santi. He told her about the drought, the failed crops, the mountain depth, and his fear of losing his land. Santi listened intently and then said, "Ravi, I believe that kindness always finds its way back to those who give it selflessly. Keep faith and continue to be the good man you are." Ravi smiled weakly, appreciating her word, but unsure how they would change his dire situation. He returned home, where his family awaited him with a worried expression. Days turned into weeks, and Ravi continued to help others. Whenever he could, despite his own hardship, he assisted a neighbor with a broken cart, carried water for all people, and shared whatever little food he had. His kindness did not go unnoticed, and the villagers began to hold him in even higher regard. One day, as Ravi was returning from a long day labor, he found a small, beautifully wrapped package on his doorstep. He picked it up and opened it carefully. Inside, he found a letter and a small pouch. The letter read, "Dear Ravi, your kindness has touched many lives, including mine. I once lived in this village many years ago and faced similar hardships. Your selfless action have reminded me of the goodness that still exists in the world. Enclosed is a token of my gratitude. May it help you in your time of need. With deepest appreciation, a friend." Ravi opened the pouch and gaps. Inside was a significant amount of money, enough to pay off his entire debt and still have some left over. Tears of relief and gratitude filled his eyes as he ran to his wife, showing her the unexpected gift. "We can pay off Mr. Kapoor and save our land." The very next day, Ravi went to Mr. Kapoor and settled his debt in full. Mr. Kapoor was surprised and accepted the payment without argument. Ravi's land was saved and the heavy burden of debt was lifted from his shoulder. With the remaining money, Ravi invested in better seeds and tools for his farm. He also set aside a portion to help others in the village who were struggling, remembering Santi's word about the power of kindness. That year, the rain returned and Ravi's crop flourished. The harvest was bountiful and he was able to sell his produce at a good price. Over time, Ravi's farm became one of the most prosperous. He expanded his land, hired workers, and even started a small school to educate the children of the village. Despite his newfound wealth, Ravi remained humble and generous. He continued to help those in need, remembering his own struggles and the anonymous gift that had saved him. He never forgot the importance of kindness and the impact it would have on others' life. One evening, as Ravi was sitting with his wife Priya and their children under the banyan tree, he saw Santi approaching. She looked just as he remembered her, with a warm smile and kind eyes. "Maji," Ravi exclaiming, rushing to greet her. "It is so good to see you." Santi smiled and patted his hand. "I see you have done well. Your kindness has brought you a great blessing." "Thanks to you, Maji. Your word gave me hope when I had nothing," Ravi said, his voice filled with gratitude. Santi shook her head. "It was your own goodness that brought you here. Remember, Ravi, the world is in need of more kindness. Continue to spread it and it will always find its way back to you." Ravi nodded, understanding the profound truth in her words. As Santi walked away, he felt a deep sense of peace. He knew that his life was a testament to the power of kindness and the incredible impact it could have. Years passed and Ravi's story became a legend in the village. People spoke of the kind farmer who rose from the depth of debt and became a symbol of generosity and compassion. His children grew up learning the value of kindness and continued their father's legacy. Ravi's farm thrived not just because of his fertile soil and good brains, but because of the love and care he poured into his work and his community. He never sought wealth for its own sake. Instead, he sought to make the world a better place through his action. In the end, Ravi's true wealth was not measured in money or land, but in the heart he had touched and the life he had changed. His story reminded everyone that even in darkest time, a kind heart and generous spirit would light the way to a bright future.